Yeah.
Woo!
So welcome, everyone. We are so thrilled, elated, joyed to have you with us for this new moon experience. It's definitely a big one, and we are just so excited. So here's what's going to happen. You will definitely want a journal.
I'm the fan of white.
Or a piece of paper is totally fine. And something to write with, like a swimming pen. Yes, I can tell we're gonna be silly this whole time. And you're gonna want a yoga mat. We're gonna be practicing with you the entire class. So it's pretty much, you're gonna do what feels right. You're not gonna do what doesn't feel right. I'm gonna begin with a tarot pull.
Oh, and should we say our names? Because they might not know me or you.
Yeah, I'm Shira.
I'm Allison.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
We're so excited that you're here.
So I'm going to start with a tarot pull, and then Allison's going to take it away with the astrology information. And she actually has this huge packet that she made that you're all going to get. She's going to get your email. She's going to email it to you. It's a whole bunch of awesome information that she wrote herself. And she's amazing. If you've not met her before, she's amazing. And then she'll lead us through practice, which will be astrologically inspired. I'm sure she'll explain all of that. And then we'll do what's called heart math meditation with me. Ooh. I'm just going to put this down, which will basically get our brain waves synced up with our heart waves.
Sounds amazing.
It's really, for me, like the only way to bring intentions in and to manifest is to do it from a heart-centered space. So I'm going to knock the energy out of these cards. I always do this, so this is kind of weird, but knocking your cards clears the energy. It's kind of like if you've ever seen... have you ever seen an animal, this is such a weird analogy, but like a squirrel, I'm just going to use a squirrel, for example, fall out of a tree, and then it whimpers for a second, and then it shakes, or like a dog shakes its energy. Same thing, knocking your card shakes the energy out, resets them. So bear with me. And I'm just going to have everybody watching close your eyes as I shuffle and breathe into your heart center so that we can all sync up together and be a support system for one another. Even though we can't see you and you all can't see each other, we're really here divinely lifting one another up and kind of reaching out our hand to everybody and just lifting up one another. Take a deep breath in and a big breath out. I'm almost there. You can open your eyes. Okay. So, 3-card pull. Okay, so what we have been going through is our first card. It's kind of how we arrived in this moment, and it was actually flipped upside down in what's sometimes called protection mode. So this card is the Hermit. I'm just going to come up here. It looks like this. So the Hermit is part of the major arcana. The major arcana is about the external. It's bigger than, it's what happens within us, but it's also ripples into what's happening in our outer lives. And the Hermit is a card that talks about going within, going inward, and having really big internal shifts. But what I'm reading this card as right now is actually not so much just an internal shift, but actually a massive shift on the external plane. And we know the astrological plane with all the solar eclipses that happened, everybody went through some kind of wild transformation. like whether we wanted to or not. I would
it
say
might still be happening.
Yeah, it's probably still happening, or it's like the like a wave comes in and it continues to ripple and move and change and shift. So the Hermit card kind of calls us to be present with the shifts that occur. And it's often a card that asks you to go within to your truth. So it's like sit, get quiet, ask yourself what's truly right for you. Ask yourself who is truly right for you, and if the community around you is truly right for you. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where, and Allison and I were just talking about this before we came on, but you're growing and maybe the external community around you is not quite growing with you. So the Hermit card it asks you to be your own light in that tunnel and allow yourself to almost guide yourself through your growth and through your shifts. And what you're really wanting to bring in is the community and the people that are aligned with you and are there supporting you and wanting you to also rise. Okay, so another upside down card, which is another protection card. And this one is the 7 of coins, which is about, so I'm going to give you the upright variation and then give you why it's in protection mode. It's similar to why the other one was in protection mode. So 7 of coins is about harvesting your bounty. It's like, I put in all of this work. I've done all of this, almost like sowing of the seeds and like tilling. I think that's a gardening word.
Till the soil.
Tilling the soil. And it's now spring and I'm ready to harvest and I'm ready to pull everything out and like count my fucking carrots and take my broccoli home and like cook a stir fry. But in protection mode, we're really being asked to slow our roll. It's like, girl, slow your roll. And back to the Hermit card, slow your roll and keep going. Like keep going in, keep creating, which is very much kind of where we are with this new moon and what we're here to do today, creating intentions and really beginning with a clean slate. You don't want to blow through a stoplight. You want to drive up. You want to honor the yellow light. Mm-hmm. You want to slow down and take stock of what you have, and take stock of the things you've learned, like the lessons you've moved through, even in the past, like the beginning of the year, even since it became 2019. Like, what have you learned? What are you still learning? What needs to be realigned and course corrected? And just don't speed through it. It's about, this is really a timing card. When the time is right, you'll know it. And there's no need to rush it. There's no need to push past where you are right now. Just be with what you've got and continue to breathe through the process that you're experiencing. It's not something that you can, you don't want to like pick your vegetables before they're ready to be picked, if that makes sense. Sit with it, slow it down, be with what you got. All right, and now for what's coming in. Ooh.
Drum roll.
Yeah. All right. So let me just tell you, all of these cards are in the reversal mode, which is all about like realigning with yourself. Realigning with yourself. It's like, where have I been leaking my energy to other people or other things that aren't meant for me? And then being fucking honest and true to yourself about it. I swear. So if you've never met me before, sorry. So what we have coming in is the Tower card. Do you know about the Tower card? Everybody knows about the Tower card. So I don't think I've ever done a 3-card pull with 2 major arcana But it's happening right now. So the Tower card is about the internal when it is reversed. So the Tower card is about, when you have kind of, I like to think about Jenga. Mm-hmm. Jenga is my tower analogy. When you've built a Jenga tower and you're like, I'm just going to keep building this Jenga tower. It's going to get bigger and bigger. But you know that there's going to be a point where you pull one of the Jenga blocks and everything comes crumbling down. And you are really given, it seems like, oh, this sucks, but actually it's kind of fun. In a way, it is like it crumbles and you're like, ha ha ha, I get to begin again. So when the tower falls, it's an invitation to rebuild your tower. And maybe you don't want to use Jenga blocks anymore. Maybe you want to rebuild with bamboo, or maybe you want to rebuild with some people who truly support you, or maybe you want to rebuild with a hot Epsom salt bath. Or like a turmeric golden milk latte. It's about, especially when it's in reverse, it's about the internal. So where within yourself are you ready to reconnect and rebuild? That's what needs to happen in this moment. This is like divine opportunity to reconnect within and to do whatever needs to be done to heal. And then eventually, when you're ready, you get to pick the fruits of your labor. But right now, we're reconfiguring. And that's awesome. We're becoming new. It's like a butterfly in the chrysalis. Like here's a disgusting fact about, are you ready?
I don't know.
It's really disgusting. It's about butterflies. I love butterflies. Yes. So, but here's part of why. In order for a caterpillar to become a butterfly, so it, makes the cocoon, right? Or the chrysalis, I think it might be called. And then what it does is it spits out a chemical that dissolves its entire shape. Right. So it becomes like liquid. It basically kills itself. And then it eats itself. So, so the caterpillar, from within, literally, it's like, I am becoming so new that I am completely reshaping everything that's within me, and I'm not able to hold on to the shape I was before. It literally cannot be a caterpillar shape in a cocoon. It has to turn itself into liquid. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of like what happens when the internal tower falls to be reshifted, is we're like, all right, let's go, turn me into mush so that I can rebuild and be a stronger, more aligned tower. So anyway, it turns into mush and then it rebuilds itself from within. And it's amazing. It's just amazing natural process that, the caterpillar doesn't have to know what to do. It just does it. Right. So that's it. I'm going to end right there. You don't have to know what to do if that is your experience. Just allow yourself to kind of turn into that liquid. Bring the watermelon, the water element. Bring your watermelon in, but bring your water element in and go with the flow of what isn't serving you, what you don't want to hold on to anymore because you want to become a butterfly.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
So that's what I got for tarot. And if you're live, just so you know, there's a comment box, so you can leave comments if you want to. If something lands with you, you can be like, "Oh my God, they do," or not. Okay, Allison is gonna.
So you want me to talk about the astrology?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. Awesome. So happy new moon. It is exact today at 4:04. p.m. So just right when we end today, pretty much is exactly the new moon in Aquarius. And the new moon that falls between January 20th or 21st and February 20th, whenever the new moon falls within that period, that is the Chinese New Year. So it goes by a lunar calendar instead of the solar calendar. Yay, Sarah says it's all landing with her, and she almost cried when you were talking about the butterfly. Woo! That's great.
I love you guys.
Yes. I don't know who AHA designs beauty.
Tell us your name.
She's cool.
Is it Alicia? I think it's Alicia.
Harris?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, keep talking.
Okay, anyway. So
sorry, we're probably gonna ignore you, but we love you.
Yeah, Alicia, yes. All right, awesome. I didn't know if we were gonna actually be able to tell if people were there.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Yeah. We won't when we do yoga.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So basically it's the new moon and the Chinese New Year. Technically the Chinese New Year is February 5th because of the time zone. They're so far ahead of us that it is the 5th there.
So tomorrow,
right? Okay. Yeah. And so a number of things about that. Regardless of what your zodiac sign is, like you might be sitting there saying, well, I'm a Taurus, how does this affect me? Or I thought she was a Taurus. Yeah. Michelle, woo! She likes the journal, and yes, amazing reading. Cool. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yay, Michelle.
I know. We love you, but so many will watch later and they'll be like, what? Okay. Yeah.
All right.
But we love you.
Back on track. Yeah. So yeah, regardless of what you think is your personal zodiac sign, we're all impacted by whatever is happening astrologically. So even when the sun is in a new sign, like right now, the sun is in Aquarius, that sort of casts a shadow or casts a certain light, over everyone. And we're kind of all working with that Aquarius energy. Even if you're you don't have to be an Aquarius to have it impact you. And so when there's a new moon, some of this you guys might already know, but just for, to recap and for those who don't, when it's a new moon, it means that the moon is invisible in the sky. You can't see it. It means that it is at the same degree of the same sign that the sun is in. So they are conjunct. When you have two planets that are close together within 5 degrees of each other, that is called a conjunction. So the sun and the moon are lining up when it's a new moon. When it's a full moon, which is always about 2 weeks later, the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And obviously you can see the full moon in the sky. It's in the opposite sign of whatever sign the sun is in. Okay. So we're in this new moon phase, and each phase of the moon, you can think of that as there are 4 major phases, but really there are 8, and you could even break it down into more minutia if you really wanted to go there. But you can think of it as, okay, today's the new moon. In about 7 or 8 days, we have the first quarter, and it's a little confusing because it's first quarter, but you can see half of it in the sky, right? And then 2 quarters equals full moon. So that is another 7 or 8 days later. Then you go another 7 or 8 days, you have the last quarter moon, again, when the moon appears about half full in the sky. And then 7 or 8 days after that, you're back to the new moon, the next new moon. So each new moon begins a lunar month, a fresh new month, about 29 days approximately. And the sign that the new moon is in, again, kind of casts this glow, over this next lunar month. And so we know that the moon is in Aquarius today, new moon in Aquarius, which is an air sign. People always think it's water, right?
The water
Aquarius
bearer.
is the water bearer.
Yeah.
The symbolism of the water bearer is he or she is providing for the many, you know, like that's the function of the water bearer, is to bring sustenance, to bring life to as many people as possible. So some of the hallmarks of an Aquarius, or someone who has a lot of Aquarius energy, is someone who it prioritizes the group, the collective, collaboration, community, partnering with people, progressive values, innovation, like, trying to make the world a better place. So those are some of those things, are all like Aquarius themes. And so this, I wrote this a little bit earlier, and I was like, you know what, actually, this new moon is kind of sexy.
Oh,
in a way. And it's sexy in like an intellectual way, because
I love me some sexy intellectualism.
Right?
No, please say more.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
So the moon is, and the sun, because we know that when you have a new moon, the moon and the sun are in the same sign.
Yeah.
They're also teaming up with Mercury. Mercury is also in Aquarius. So you've got these three, kind of key players all in Aquarius, and they are forming what is called a sextile. That's a beneficial alignment with Jupiter. Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Jupiter is this big, expansive, abundant
Is that
force.
the sexy?
That's the sexy.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sexy is that your thoughts within these next like 72 hours or so are juicy, are ripe, So I would say, wherever you kind of get insights or epiphanies, like let's say it's in the shower or when you're meditating or something like that, you want to write those things down. Okay. So Aquarius, as an air sign, rules the mind. Air element equals your mind, thoughts, words, ideas, communication. It's that whole mental layer. So when the moon is in Aquarius, and again, we have Mercury there too, the sun there, you're more likely to have some pretty major epiphanies right now. Insights, breakthroughs.
Inner breakthroughs.
Inner breakthroughs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the other thing I would say about, she thought it was a water sign. Exactly. I know, right? Because Aquarius, of course, people are often pissed when they find out. When they find out it's air.
It's not water.
They want to be water.
But then when you learn about it, you're like, it's definitely not water.
It's not a water sign.
It's not an emotional sign. It's like you said, it's like
so
the
true.
mental, the thinking, the ideas, the innovation, and water is much more emotional and feeling and being with your inner self. It's
absolutely,
it's not quite the speed that Aquarius has. Yeah, makes sense.
Totally. So these, you might be prone to some very like innovative ideas and insights over these next couple of days. And the new moon coupled with the Chinese New Year should really give off the feeling of a new year. Like you might have been kind of like, hey, January 1st came and you were like, ugh, New Year's resolutions, rah, 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 but I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But now you might start to feel it. Like, I feel like this is, February 1st is the new year.
January 1st.
Thank you. That's
exactly.
February 1st is the new January 1st. And yeah.
Oh my God. You know what can I just say something?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course.
That makes me think like how many people were sick
oh my God.
at the end of December. Like no one was really starting through, some people maybe were, but there was a lot of like hibernation and it was the eclipse season. I keep talking about the eclipses where like, it's that same kind of cocooning. Yeah, we're like this moon phase is going to be like, we're like coming out of it. I feel like I'm coming out of the womb right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's
Okay.
awesome. And even the cards, I feel like when you're open and
Yeah.
you're paying attention to synchronicities,
Yeah.
there are no more coincidences,
Yeah.
right? Like when
Right.
you're living your life open to the synchronicities and the possibilities, then you start to see them everywhere. And the tarot cards that Shira pulled were honestly perfect for this whole thing. So,
Yeah.
okay, we'll back up a step. That the few days, even the week, like leading up to the new moon, is a quieter time. It's the energy is starting to kind of die down. You might, in the week leading up to the new moon, want to be alone more often or want more quiet time. It's definitely more focused on being as opposed to doing.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the hermit that she pulled, the hermit going inward, like the new moon, in the few days up to the new moon, totally support slowing down,
Yeah.
going inward. And
I want to
Yeah.
say about the hermit. So
Yeah.
what's special about the hermit is in the picture of the hermit, it's also, if you want to know about life cards, I'll tell you about that later, but I'm just gonna say my life card is a hermit. Like I am a hermit, which is weird. And when I first found out I was a hermit, I was just like when people find out Aquarius is not a water sign, I was pissed. I was like, I'm not a fucking hermit. Like I'm, I like to be, in the sun, whatever. But really, the hermit's very special because the hermit carries a light, and it's a light in the end of the hermit's journey. The hermit goes on a journey, and what it does, it carries a light into the darkness.
Perfect.
It's like carrying a light into your inner self and your truth and what you're walking towards, like the cocoon. But you're literally carrying a light, like you're showing the way through.
Amazing.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And I feel like that's what Shira does in her life, in her daily life anyway. Like if you haven't met her, you really should. Well, and you're meeting her now.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah. So that's awesome.
Sorry, I just had to say
No,
that.
I feel like
okay.
this should be,
Okay.
we're collaborating.
Yeah.
We're collaborating
Oh,
because it's Aquarius.
Yes.
And this is
Yeah.
what Aquarius, this is what my earring just fell off. This is what Aquarius does. Yes. You are showing the way.
Yeah.
That's what Michelle says. Yeah.
But you have to go through it. You have to.
Yeah, we got to find out about our life card. Mm-hmm.
Another
Yeah,
time.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. Right. So so the days leading up to the new moon, this kind of quieter, like more intuitive time. And then as we now entered this week, right, the 7 days or so from the new moon onward, now we're starting to build. The energy's starting to ramp up a little bit. We're getting a little bit more external as opposed to internal.
Yeah.
So and then that keeps increasing till the crescendo of the full moon, right? And then the full moon is sort of like the actual birthing of whatever you've been working. You do like that? Do you like my birthing? Do you like my?
It's perfect.
Right? Anyway. So
Okay.
yeah, so whatever you're gonna work on over these next 2 weeks, it really comes to fruition with the full moon, the kind of the crescendo, the climax, if you will, and then the 2 weeks like after the full moon are kind of now you're starting to come down that mountain again and like finish up the projects, etc., and then take that quiet time close up to the new moon, and then we begin again. So okay. So back to the fact that this new moon is in Aquarius, air sign. Air again rules the mind. One thing that I would really love for you to think about is the fact that our thoughts become things. Okay, so really, everything is just energy. And matter, like physical form, is just really dense energy. That's it. The whole universe is made up of energy. So our thoughts our energy, and repeated thoughts eventually give rise to something on the physical plane. And so in some ways we have more control over our reality than I think a lot of us think that we do. And there's really no better time than when the moon, we got the moon, the sun, Mercury, all in an air sign to kind of think about what is going on with my thoughts. And just in the same way that you might exercise your physical body, like which we're going to do soon with yoga. You exercise, you stretch, you tone your physical body. You want to exercise, stretch, and tone your mind, right? But I think a lot of us are not taught that. Like no one ever taught, at least me. Like I didn't learn that in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you could think about that. Your thoughts are like a radio station, and you want to make sure that you're tuned in to a frequency or tuned into a program that you like. You like what the message is. You like that radio station.
And change it.
If
it's
don't,
not working,
right?
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're constantly thinking about like bills, debt, scarcity, that's most likely what you're going to see. Like the universe matches your frequency. The universe does not discriminate. The universe doesn't say, it'd be better if you focused on this. It's just going to go with what you are focusing on.
Right.
So, if you're channeling a frequency of abundance, trust, collaboration, gratitude, the universe is collaboration. There it is again.
Yeah.
There it is again. Yeah. The universe is gonna serve up more of that.
Right.
You'll see more of that in your life. And so I just think that this is sort of the perfect time to, bring your thoughts into alignment with what you want to be creating during the next 2 weeks of this lunar month. And to that end, I have just a short little thing for you to write down. So again, you want to get your journal. She has a journal too.
Do I have a pen?
We can share a pen if you want.
Okay, we have to collaborate on the pen.
We're gonna collaborate. Again.
Okay, thanks
hold
for
it together.
sharing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, well it's together.
All right.
So
if you don't have the journal or the pen in front of you, go ahead and
if you don't get out.
Go ahead and
leave.
Come back and
no, you're kicked out. Ha 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 ha. Okay, got it.
All right. So the first little writing exercise is to write down 5 things that you like about yourself, or these 5 things that you do well, and you want to say it in like the present tense. Like an example, I love how I make other people laugh. Or, I love how I show up for people. Whatever it is. So take a few moments, write down these 5 things.
Should I go get a second pen?
I'm going to trust that you guys are writing it down.
No, let me get my pen. You're not going to write? You're just going to chill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can it be like I love my ass?
Absolutely. I love my ass. Yeah, this is great. Absolutely. And the idea behind this exercise is to spark gratitude, right? To spark appreciation, to spark positive feeling, because again, our thoughts give rise to our emotions. It really does go in that order. Our thoughts give rise to our emotions. And if we're on a positive kind of plane, which doesn't mean you have to be positive all the time. Obviously, we have bad moods, we have bad days. It's all good. We know that life happens. But if you can kind of keep training your brain to focus on the positive, or to focus on gratitude, abundance, again, you're going to see more of that in your life. Okay. So then there's just one more piece of this little exercise.
We should do this after the practice.
We could do it after the practice. Should I stop?
I think we should do it. What do you think? What do you think? We have to have a.
Maybe they need to meditate too.
So do
Right.
it after the practice.
Okay, so just
So we'll
kidding.
start. We'll pause. This is perfect.
Yeah,
We'll go in with the gratitude.
exactly.
We'll enter the practice with the gratitude.
So
We'll do a
it's
practice.
fine that you wrote the 5 things that you like about yourself. That's
Perfect.
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's perfect.
And then there's going to be a part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2. After.
Meditation.
Brilliant.
Manifestation. Yeah,
See,
perfect.
This is what happens when you
Perfect.
collaborate.
It's like an unfolding. It's like a rose is blossoming, and like it's like 1,000 petaled rose, and then
Or like a
and then
lotus.
It's a lotus.
See,
And
I don't
then-
know if they can see it.
And
It's
then
a lotus.
you learn about new petals and you grow together.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll put like a little pin on
That's
that.
great. So,
Should we go to practice?
I think so. I think now is the time. Okay, ladies. Well,
We're
there
gonna-
could be
we're gonna
gentlemen,
move.
but yeah,
We love
Michelle. Yeah. So, all right.
This is good for time, too.
This is good for time. Exactly. So before we hop a little bit further back, if once we get over there, if you can't hear us, please say something in that chat box, and we'll make sure we project. So you're gonna want your yoga mat. Ideally, you have one. If not, you could do it on the floor too. It just won't be quite as comfy, but make sure you have your yoga mat rolled out. If you have yoga blocks, awesome. But if not, it's okay. You don't need them. So I'm a yoga astrologer. Shira is a yoga astrology inspired instructor. And which means we've both taken training with yoga astrology.
I did it with Allison.
That's true. We had a blast. We had a fun weekend. So yoga astrology syncs. Guess what it syncs, you know? It's a tough one. Yoga and astrology. And one of the really cool things about it is each zodiac sign corresponds to a particular place in the body. And so for Aquarius corresponds to ankles.
Are you showing it?
We can show, calf, right?
This is the sexy that you were talking about,
Yeah.
obviously.
So ankles, shin and calves. All right. And one of the things that I think is super relevant about that is Aquarius overall is a connector, right?
Right.
Aquarius is about, again, collaboration, building bridges, like connecting people and connecting worlds. And your ankle, right, and your shin and your calf connect your feet to the rest of your body, right? If we didn't have the calf, the ankle, the shin, we would have these like free floating feet that weren't attached to the body.
So it wouldn't be like.
So we couldn't
a
walk,
human.
or
Yeah.
right, like we wouldn't be a human, and we wouldn't be able to walk around. So I feel like I think a lot of times people that are sun sign Aquarius, when they're like, oh man, like I'm the ankles and the shin.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't feel as like sexy as like Scorpios,
Yeah.
like the genitals, you
Yeah.
know, or whatever. But again, it's a vital function. It's a vital piece. We absolutely need it. So before you hop onto your mat, or I mean, it's okay if you're already sitting on your mat. If you happen to have any patchouli essential oil, go ahead and grab it. If you don't have patchouli, maybe you have ylang ylang. I think that's how you say it. Ylang ylang. You know what I'm talking about.
You know, with the Y.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ylang ylang. Whatever. Patchouli or ylang ylang. And we can both do this. So if you have any oil, just put a couple of drops on the
Is this
sole
patchouli?
of each one. We secretly are using ylang ylang because I couldn't find the patchouli.
You know what though? This smells like so
But it's honestly
better.
nice.
So much better.
Right. And so patchouli
I thought you were gonna. I was like, do it. Rub it on
anoint me, like
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. So According to yoga astrology, the essential oil that goes with Aquarius is patchouli. And I was thinking about that, like to myself, how does that, I know it's good, right?
So good.
I was thinking, is that the same comment from Michelle?
She's just fascinated. It's perfect.
Exactly. So I was thinking, you know what? Aquarius really does kind of evoke the 1960s and 70s era of free love.
Cool.
Communal.
Yeah.
Communal, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Flower power, very progressive, striving for change and equality and this and that. So when I think of patchouli, I don't know about you guys, but when I think of patchouli, I think of that era. Like, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like in that way, those two kind of go together nicely. And then also patchouli overall is somewhat uplifting, yet grounding at the same time.
It is. It's like forward-thinking, open-hearted, and grounded.
So if you happen to have that oil laying around, awesome. If not, it's all good, right? You still have the same chance of attaining enlightenment at the end of this video. So that's great. So then let's go ahead and hop onto the mat. Shira is going to be, she's going to be the lovely kind of model. We might be interacting a little bit. I'll be, the main voice, like guiding you into this. And, yes, you can always look up at, of course, at your screen if you're trying to kind of figure out the alignment. But one of the major things about yoga is trying to be in your body and to feel it out in your body. And so there's only so much like visual, that's going to help you.
Yeah.
You can look, but then you want to, kind of close your eyes and just feel like, does this feel okay in my body? All right. So cool. Shall we do this then?
So I'm going to just pop the screen up a little bit so you can see. We're going to practice for about an hour. And then the last 20 minutes, perfect.
We're not doing jumping jacks.
Perfect. And then the last 20 minutes will be that heart meditation with me. So here we go. I think that's
awesome.
Visual enough. How would you like me to begin?
We're going to start in child's pose. I think that child's pose is a really good symbol for the new moon, right? A new beginning, a rebirth. We're starting at this, this initial stage, this, again, like I said, new beginning. So if yoga is relatively new to you, for child's pose, you want to have your knees about the width of your mat. You're sinking your hips back down towards your heels. Forehead could be on your mat. It could also be on a block if the mat is a little bit far away. And then just letting your arms drape out in front of you. And you might even notice here back to the zodiac body correlation, your ankles actually get a little stretch here in child's pose. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And a long breath out. Keep breathing deeply. I have a little new moon quote for you. The moon is a loyal companion. It never leaves. It's always there, watching, steadfast, knowing us in our light and dark moments, changing forever, just as we do. Every day, it's a different version of itself. Sometimes weak and wan, sometimes strong and full of light. The moon understands what it means to be human, uncertain, alone, cratered by imperfections. So take another really deep breath in through your nose and let it go. walk both of your hands over toward the right. So you're gonna get a little side child's pose. Good. You could even press your left hand on top of the right hand. That's it. Good. Take another deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands through center over to the left side. So here, you might bring your right hand on top of your left. Our yoga practice today is going to be what is sometimes called yin vin. So a combination of vinyasa and more like restorative or stretching, longer holds type postures to kind of blend in the two energies of more active and more passive or receptive. I'm going to walk your hands back through center. And let's press into a tabletop. So you're going to be on hands and knees on all fours. Warming up the spine a little bit. There she is. Yeah. So we're going to take a few cat-cows. So with an inhale, on your next inhale, you go ahead and lift your heart, lift your hips. Nice. We can give you a side view too. Yep. And then on your exhale, you can around the spine, drop the head. We'll do several of these. So inhale, you can let your belly just be soft here. Exhale.
I just want to do this forever.
It's nice, right?
I want to do this forever.
You can also moo and meow if you want. Right? Moo. Yeah. Right? You can make animal sounds. Yeah. Good. So a couple more of these cat-cows. If you want to add hip circles, you can always circle the hips here. Or let them sway side to side. So I'm trusting that you guys can all hear us. I don't see any comments to the contrary, so good. Really nice. Take about one more round, meaning however you're moving, with one more inhale, one more exhale. Great. Then we're going to come up, and you're either going to kneel, if that works in your body, just sitting back onto the heels. You could, if you have a block and you wanted to, you don't have to, you could take that block between the feet and elevate yourself a little bit. You could also just sit in a cross-legged seat if kneeling isn't really your friend. So back to this air element, right? Aquarius air sign. Pranayama makes me think of all of the different breathing techniques in yoga. So again, with the new moon, maybe you feel a little bit on the tired side, not, a ton of energy. So I figured let's bring that energy up a little bit with breath of fire.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Kapalabhati, also translated as skull shining or skull cleansing breath. If it's a new one to you, it is a short exhale where you actively draw your belly in. If your mouth was open, it would sound like, right?
Or is it okay if I go, like
That's
you're
nice
stitching
too.
someone at the,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in addition to the action that you're making with your mouth to go, your belly is drawing in to press that breath out. You don't even have to think about the inhale. You're just going to inhale in between each little one naturally. So we're going to take about 45 seconds. I'll let you know when we have about 10 seconds remaining. So let's go ahead and inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, make some fists. The thumbs can stay outside because thumbs up, because we're all awesome, right? Good. We're going to take one more breath in to prepare and begin. Last 10 seconds. Yes, bringing the arms down, nice. And just a deep breath in, yeah. Let it out. Good, so every breathing technique is either warming, cooling, or maybe in the middle and balancing. That one is definitely on the warming end of the spectrum. Tones the core, helps to stimulate the digestive organs, really nice breathing technique. And then just one more to showcase before we really kind of get into the flow, just in case this is new for you, is Ujjayi breath, which is called victorious breath, is on the warming end of the spectrum. That's a good thing to be doing as we're moving through like the active part of the practice. So if Ujjayi breath is new to you, you could bring up your hand in front of your face as if your hand was a mirror. And you can think about, what would I do if I wanted to fog up this mirror, right? Yeah, so especially with your exhale, you would go to fog up that mirror. Even with an inhale, you could try to pull the air in and maybe you'd be able to fog it up a little bit. So it's like that, except mouth is closed. So you're inhaling, exhaling through the nose, but you're making that ocean sound at the back of your throat. So we're going to try to keep that up through the active part of our practice. So begin that Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. Really nice. Keeping it up. I'm going to transition now through tabletop to a downward facing dog. So you're going to come into an inverted V shape. Yeah. Feet are about hip width apart. Letting your head just hang heavy. See how Shira's head just hanging between her arms. Yeah, maybe you shake it out, yes and no. And then guess what? Back to the Aquarius zodiac body correlation. You're getting a stretch here through the calves, all down the back of the legs, even the ankles. Getting a little stretch here too. You can pedal it out. You could bend one knee, then the other. You might let yourself sway a little bit side to side. Got that Ujjayi breath going. Really nice. Inhale your right leg up into the air. We're going to bend the right knee to fan the hip open. So you're going to lift the knee up as high as you can, rolling the right hip on top of the left. And then a couple ankle circles. So the right ankle is going to circle, a couple times one way. Get that Aquarius energy moving, couple circles the other way. One more Ujjayi breath in. And exhale the right foot back down. Let's take it to the second side. Left leg's gonna go up. Bend the left knee. You're stretching your hip here. But again, you could circle the left ankle a couple times. One way, it's gonna move that synovial fluid around the joint. Circle it a couple times the other way. Take a breath in. Exhale the left foot down. Perfect. So we've got to say hi to a high push-up plank. So you're going to glide forward, shoulders over your wrists. Yeah, nice. Maybe lift a hand up and wave. No, I'm just kidding. That's kind of hard, but she can do it. Yeah. Good. Really nice. You're just building some strength here, resisting gravity. Yoga really helps to keep the bones strong, like these weight-bearing. We're doing weight-bearing exercise really the whole time we're doing a yoga practice. Core bones. Yeah. And then slow-mo, lower yourself all the way down. Try to keep the elbows close to your sides. She's doing an awesome job with that. Excellent. So you're coming all the way down. Then untuck the toes. So maybe you've got the shoelace part of your feet. Pressing into the mat. Actively press that area into the mat. Take a low cobra. Lift your shoulders, lift your heart. Take a breath in. Lower down, breath out. And we'll come up through a tabletop. Back to our downward facing dog. Lifting your hips high. Good. Remember that Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Then look toward the front of your mat. Exhale the breath out completely. You could walk or take a light hop to bring your feet up to your hands. Yes, light as a feather, right? Nice, good. Flat back. Forward fold. One vertebrae at a time lifts you up to standing. Beautiful. The arms are going to come up last. All right. So one more pranayama for you here. Since we're in this air element, one more breathing technique. It's a variation on Vestrika, which is bellows breath. It's a variation though. So you want to make sure you have enough room to be able to take your arms out to the side. So if you're like, uh-oh, I'm going to knock over my TV or something, you might make a little space. So it's going to involve this 3-part inhale where you're going to inhale up, you're going to inhale out, then you're going to inhale up again, and then it's one long exhale, down. Yeah. So you inhale up, inhale out, inhale up, and then let it go. Yeah, you can stick your tongue out on the exhale. Inhale up, inhale out, inhale up. Yes, couple more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Yeah, 2 more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Let it go. Last one. Inhale up, inhale out, inhale up. Woo, good. And then bring it up. That's a great one to do in the morning. Yes, really nice. Ladies, take one more inhale. Then let's fold this down. Exhale. Good. Lift halfway to a flat back, high push-ups. You can plant your hands, step your feet back. Let's lower again all the way down. Slow-mo, lower all the way down. Really nice. Let's take a low cobra. You can keep the elbows bent, lift the heart, maybe a higher cobra. See how Shira is straightening her arms? That's fine too. And make your way back, downward dog. Deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Gaze toward the front of your mat. Exhale the breath out and then walk or hop feet up to your hands. Very nice. Flat back. You might have fingertips at the mat. You might have fingertips at your shins. Fold forward. Slowly bring it all the way up to standing. Arms will reach high. And let's bend the elbows here. A little back bend. So you're going to take cactus arms. You're lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. Yes, just opening up. Then lift the arms straight up. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Good. We're saluting the sun here. Flat back. High push-up. You might take low push-up now, lowering only halfway down, or you might still go all the way down to the ground. I'll do the low cobra again. Shira's doing an up dog now, so you might lift the knees off the ground, really nice, then make your way back, downward facing dog. So we're moving through a couple of sun salutation A's. Really nice to just thank the sun. It is slowly but surely coming back to us. February 1st was Imbolc, also coincides with Groundhog Day. It's the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So now with each day, we're marching a little closer to that spring equinox. Woo! Yes, take one more deep breath in. Gaze a little forward, empty your lungs. Walk or hop, feet to the hands. Yes, flat back, forward fold, take it all the way to standing. Once again, arms will come up. Let's take that standing back bend, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Really nice. Arms straight up. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Flat back. High push-up. You had that choice. Low push-up or lower all the way down. Perfect. You could take that low cobra. You could do the upward facing dog. Make your way back. Downward dog. And just hearing the sound of your breath. Right? Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. One more. Inhale. Gaze forward, empty your lungs. Walk or hop, feet up to the hands. Nice. Flat back. Forward fold. Take it all the way up to standing. Let's reach the arms overhead. And then here we're gonna try to coordinate and mirror with you guys, right? Yeah. So we're gonna take a steeple grip. So we're gonna pretend we're going to the right, your right side, a crescent moon, because obviously new moon, all phases of the moon are equally beautiful and full, right? So you're taking a side stretch, this crescent moon. That looks awesome. So yummy. And then inhale up tall. Take it to your left here, just stretching your side body, getting nice and long. Perfect. Then bring it back up. Inhale. Let's take it down. Forward fold. Exhale. Lift it halfway. High push-up. This is your connecting vinyasa. Low push-up or lower all the way down. Take an up dog or a cobra. Breathe in. Downward facing. Breathe out. Send your right leg up to the sky. We're going to step to what I would call a runner's lunge or a low lunge. So you're going to bring your right foot between your hands. That's it. Try to tend your fingertips on the ground here. And then, really important, you want to keep the back leg active, but you don't want to press that back heel down too much. So coming back to that Aquarius body correlation, you want to keep that back heel pretty much stacked over the ball of the foot, because then we're going to go high. We're going to go into this high lunge, also called crescent lunge. Really nice. We'll bring in some of that air element here. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to sweep the arms back like winds. Yeah. Let's do it again. Inhale up. And clear out any negative energy. Yes. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Then we'll come up, we'll pause. Breathe in. Warrior two now. Breathe out. So in Warrior two, you want to drop your back heel down. You want to have the front knee pointing over the second or third toe.
Just turn my mat.
Perfect.
So I can see a little better.
Check that out. Angling it a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Good. So you're reaching out through all 10 fingertips. Flip your right palm. Reverse your warrior. Another side body stretch. So strong ankles, right? Supporting that back leg. Take one more inhale. Then helicopter your hands all the way down on the exhale. High push-up. Low push-up or lower. All the way to the ground. Upward dog or cobra. Breathe in. Yeah, downward dog. Breathe out. Good. Nice. Send your left leg up to the sky. We're coming into that low lunge, or if you want to call it a runner's lunge, left foot between the hands. Your back leg is active, but again, you don't want to be pressing that back heel down. You want to try to keep it elevated, almost like you're wearing a Barbie shoe, right? I don't know if you guys remember that. Then we're going to take this high.
How could we forget?
Right?
How could we forget? We're all trying to unlearn it.
That's true. That is so true, right? A little traumatized from our Barbie days, right? So let's take a breath in, and then on the exhale, we're gonna sweep the arms. Yeah, back like wings, really nice. Inhale them up. Let's do it again. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Then we're taking it up, breathe in. Now warrior two. Exhale, so your back heel is down now, back foot mostly parallel to the back edge of your mat, front knee pointing out over second or third toe, looking good. Let's flip the left palm and reverse this warrior. Deep breath in. Let's cartwheel the hands down to the ground. High push up, low push up where you can lower all the way. Upward dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe it out. Nice. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer. We still have a little bit more of the vinyasa phase to go, the warming phase. We're going to take a really big breath in. Empty that breath out. Look toward the front of your mat. Walk or hop. Feet up to the hands. Nice. Flat back. Forward fold. Float all the way up to standing. Really nice. Good. We're going to interlace the fingers and flip the palms now up to the ceiling. Notice if your shoulders are really hiking up by the ears, drop them down a little bit, but then get really long through the sides of your waist. Nice. And then let's take another little side bend to your right. Breathe in. Breathe out.
It's nice because when you're at home, you can make all the noises.
Yeah, you don't have to be self-conscious, right? Yeah, exactly. You can groan, moan, and groan, sigh. Yes. Taking it to your left if you haven't already. And let's bring it back to center. We'll inhale.
The sounds of butterflies.
Go ahead and fold forward. Flat back. High push up. Either chaturanga or lower all the way down. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Send your right leg up to the sky. Then draw your right knee to your nose. Here, it's okay if your back is a little bit rounded, you're building some core strength. Send the right leg back up to the sky. Inhale, we're going for that runner's lunge again, or that low lunge, right foot between the hands. Good. Keep that Barbie foot in the back foot, right? The heel stacked over the ball of the foot. Then take it up. Find your crescent lunge. Really nice. Your high lunge. So again, this Aquarius, the ankles, the shins, the calf, they set us up really with a stable foundation from which we can flourish and grow, right? Supportive, like in that water bearer, supporting life, supporting everyone that it comes into contact with. So we're going to take a breath in. And on your exhale, take your left arm forward, your right arm back. So essentially you're doing a little twist here with your arms open. Draw your low belly into your spine. And go ahead and lift the arms all the way up again. We're going to take a one-leg Tadasana. So you're going to step the left knee up. You're going to bring it up, balance it kind of like a flamingo here on your right leg. So we're going to take a breath in. On the exhale, extend the left foot toward the front. Yes, inhale and bend the knee. Exhale, extend. Two more. Inhale, bend. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then as if you're a fulcrum here, we're going to hinge into an airplane. So you're slowly going to take that left leg back, 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 back. The arms are going to sweep back alongside you, palms face down. Flexing the lifted foot as if you're pressing your foot off a wall. Yeah, these look awesome. So just riding the air here of Aquarius, breathing for 3. We're going to land in a crescent lunge in 2. 1, the left toes are going to come down. Yes, the arms are going to go up. Breathe in. Let's open it up. Warrior 2. Breathe out. Perfect. Yay. Flip your right palm. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Then ride your exhale all the way down. High push-up. Again, this is your connecting vinyasa. Low push-up, or you can lower all the way down. Yeah. Up dog or cobra. Downward dog. Beautiful. Take your left leg to the sky. Let's bring knee to nose. For 3. There it is, 2. Yeah. Yeah, she's cheating.
Wait, did I pick it up? I forgot.
There you go. You already lifted it up. And then you can lift it up into the air. Really nice. So we're finding that low lunge, or that runner's lunge. Left foot, steps between. Then you've got the Barbie foot, the back foot, arms lift up with the breath in. Yep. With an exhale, reach your right arm forward, your left arm back. You're finding that twist. You're drawing your low belly in toward your spine. Looking good. Yeah. Then arms up into the air. Really nice. We're finding that one leg. Tadasana now. You're going to bring your right knee up by the chest. I'm going to take a breath in. Exhale. Extend that leg straight and as high as you can. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Good. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And with that leg straight, again, you're going to slowly hinge into Dekasana. Airplane. Yes. Right leg is sweeping back. Arms can be at your sides. Palms turning down. Yeah. Lifted foot is flexed. For 3. 2. We're going to land in that high lunge. 1, the right toes come down, the arms go up. Inhale. Warrior 2 with the exhale. Back foot, back heel all the way down now. Let's flip the left palm. Reverse your warrior. Take a deep breath in. Helicopter your hands all the way down to your mat. High push-up. Your choice, low push-up or all the way. Up dog or cobra. Yes, downward dog. Good. Just clearing your mind out, trying to let go of whatever needs to go and let whatever needs to come in. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, breathe in. Gaze toward the front of your mat. Exhale, then walk or hop. Feet up by your hands. Yay, flat back. Forward fold. Let's rise all the way up to standing. Good. We're going to take the hands now behind us, behind the low back. We're going to interlace the fingers. And then take your feet, you might separate them a little bit here, hip width apart. And let's just fine tune that stability of the Aquarius ankle, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't want the weight to be caving in toward the inner arch side, the big toe side. There's pronation and supination, and I always forget which one is which. Do you remember? One is one, one is the other. Okay, then the other one is rolling too much onto the baby toe side of the outer ankle, right? We want to be nice and centered here. So you might close your eyes and see if you can feel the ball mound of the big toe, the ball mound of the baby toe on each foot, and both sides of each heel. Nice, just sort of distributing that weight equally. So you still have your fingers interlaced behind your low back. You need to bend the knees just a smidge. Lift the heart, take a breath in, and then let's keep those clasped hands and fold this down. Oh, a nice little shoulder stretch there. You could gently nod your head. Yes and no. Good. Couple more breaths. Take one more inhale. Exhale to release your fingertips down. Great. Let's toe heel the feet close together. Lift halfway up to a flat back. High push-up. Low push-up or lower all the way down. Upward dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Nice. Inhale, lift the leg high. Right knee to left elbow now. The knee's gonna cross your midline. Lift that leg up one more time. Right knee to right elbow. Hold it for 3, 2, and send that leg back to the sky. Take a breath. Can we go all the way to high lunge now? Crescent lunge. We're stepping the right foot between the hands. Yeah, we're lifting up. You got it. So we're gonna breathe in. Then hands to heart center, breathe out. Let's lean a little forward. Take a prayer twist now. Your left elbow tries to hook just above the right knee. Good. So yes, the back leg is active, but you're not pressing the left heel down. You're still trying to keep the left heel stacked over the ball of the big toe. That's it. You could keep your hands in prayer. You could open your arms, spreading your wings. Breathe for 3, 2, use your leg strength, your core strength to lift it up again. 1, you're coming all the way back up, yes, to that high lunge. So you want to focus your eyes, your drishti, gazing at one spot, bringing the left knee up again to that one leg Tadasana. We're going to catch the knee with the left hand. Good. You're going to bring your knee out to the side, reach the right arm in the opposite direction and gaze over your right shoulder. Drawing some stability up from the ground. Super important, especially when we have a lot of air energy, right? It's easy to feel kind of blown around by the wind when we have all of this air element going on. So rooting down through your right foot. Can we take this into a twist now? Bring the left knee through center. Catch it with the other hand. Yeah, let the knee cross your midline a little. Open the left arm out behind you. That's it. Yeah, you might gaze over your left shoulder for 3, 2. Start to come back to center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to your airplane. Second time here on this side. Sweeping your left leg back. You got it. Keep the leg lifted. Bring hands to prayer. So we're going to touch down with the fingertips to a standing split. So you still have your left leg in the air, flexing the left foot. Let the crown of your head just hang down here. Yes. Really nice. You got it. Awesome. We're going to meet back in the crescent lunge. So you're going to bend the right knee. The left toes will land. The arms are coming up. Inhale. Warrior 2. Exhale. Yes. Flip your right palm. Reverse your warrior. Take a big breath in. Then helicopter your hands all the way down. High push-up. Low push-up or lower all the way. Upward dog or cobra. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Send your left leg to the sky. Draw your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, lift the leg up. Left knee goes to right elbow. Really nice. Let's lift it up one more time. Left knee to left elbow. We're going to hold it there for 3, 2, Then lift that leg back to the sky. Can we go to immediately that crescent lunge, that high lunge, left foot steps between the hands. Yes, the arms come up. We'll breathe in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Take that prayer twist, lean a little bit forward and down. Right elbow outside of left knee. Yes, really nice. You can keep the hands in prayer. You can spread your wings. Breathe. Remember that Ujjayi breath. We're not done with that breath yet. Still, that ocean sound, just keeping you nice and primed and warmed for the practice. We're going to take it back to the crescent lunge. Inhaling your arms up. You got it. Hold there for the exhale. We're going to bring the right knee up for that one leg Tadasana. Let's try to keep the hips level. Grab the right knee with your right hand. Knee can go out to the side. Left arm opens out in the opposite direction. Try to gaze over your left shoulder. See if we can collaborate here. If she wants to touch me. And then let's take it into a twist. So she's going to bring that knee, cross the midline, hold it, with the opposite hand. Now your right arm opens back behind you.
Just sit like a stool under my foot.
Perfect.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay.
You have like an ottoman or something.
Yeah.
You know, doing this at home. So we're going to come back through center. Inhale the arms up, and then this is the last airplane, Dekasana. So she's sweeping her right leg back behind. That's it. Remembering to breathe, right? So airplanes, they get around with gasoline. We can move around with breath, right? That's what keeps us buoyant. So keep your right leg lifted. Bring hands to heart center. Standing splits. Your fingertips are going to reach down. Yeah. Flexing the lifted foot. Good. Strengthening all the muscles in the legs to help keep the ankles strong, right? Breathe for 3. In 2, or coming back to crescent lunge. 1, your left knee's gonna bend, your right toes land, yes, and the arms come up with a breath in. You got it. Warrior 2. Exhale. Flip your left palm. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Let's take this down. Exhale the hands to the earth. High to low. That's your variation. Low push-up or lower all the way down. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Really nice. Yeah. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Right on. So go ahead, come down to a comfortable seat for a moment. So if you want, you could sit again in a cross-legged seat. You could kneel. Maybe you're sitting on a block or a pillow. So another breathing technique or pranayama is alternate nostril breathing, also called moon breath, which is kind of nice as we are here for the new moon. And this breathing technique is in the middle. It's neutral, it's balancing. So we're shifting from that active part to a cooler part of the practice. So we'll just bring it down a notch. So with the alternate nostril breathing, you could bring a hand up towards your face. You could use your thumb and then ring finger or middle finger to close one nostril at a time. All right, I'll guide us through so you don't have to think about it. So you're gonna take a deep breath in through both nostrils. We're gonna close the right and exhale out the left. And then inhale left. Close it, exhale right. Inhale right. Close it, exhale left. Inhale left. Close it and exhale right. Inhale right. Close it, exhale left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Take a few more rounds of this on your own, noting if it's easier to breathe through one side or the other. The right nostril corresponds to the left brain or the masculine energy, the action, active, aggressive, assertive, doing. The left nostril corresponds to the right brain or the feminine energy, the receptive, passive, just being, calmer energy. Usually it'll alternate throughout the day. One will be dominant, then it'll shift, and it'll keep going back and forth. And then the next time you exhale out the left side, let that be the final one in this series. Nice. And if your eyes are closed, you could blink them open. And let's make our way onto our backs. So you can come off if you're sitting on a pillow or block, go ahead and come off of that, lie onto your back. And then just like Shira here, you're gonna have your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. So we're gonna set up a back bend here, bridge pose. If you have yoga blocks and you'd rather this be a supported bridge, you could take that block on any height underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, she's gonna make sure that her fingertips can just barely touch her Aquarius ankles there. And yeah, awesome, feet about hip width apart. And then use an inhale to lift your hips off the ground. You could keep your arms at your sides, or you could interlace your fingers underneath you. And let's breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can undo clasped hands and slowly lower your back down to the ground. And take a breath in and a breath out. So we're gonna do one more like that, just to help clear out any blockages around the heart. I know we're gonna have more of that with Shira's meditation, right? But just this pose is really sort of symbolic of that clearing, opening the heart chakra. So let's do it one more time. Let's inhale, lift up the hips. Option to keep the arms at your sides or interlacing fingers underneath. And you could experiment on this one with lifting the heels. Woo, maybe you get a little extra height for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently lower yourself down. Let's bring the soles of the feet to touch now. So you're gonna have your knees bent. They're gonna go out to the side. This is Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined down angle pose. Let's bring one hand to heart chakra, one hand to sacral chakra. That's the second one. It's the low navel, the womb, really, right? The seat of creativity. You might close your eyes and just breathe into those two very fertile, potent areas. That's really what the new moon is about too, right? Just letting go, opening up, relaxing so that whatever wants to be birthed through you, whatever wants to come through you, can come in. Isn't anything blocking it, kind of that open channel. And then bring your knees back in. You can use your hands if you want to draw them in. Then cross your right ankle over your left knee. So we're taking a figure 4 hip stretch. Your left foot could stay on the mat. Maybe just crossing the right ankle over is enough of a stretch. Or you're lifting your left foot off the ground, interlacing your fingers either behind the left knee or on top of the left shin. Another good place to keep the Ujjayi breath going, because you want a little warmth as you stretch your hips. A lot of muscles and ligaments that attach there that can get super tight. Take one more deep breath in. Empty it out. So you'll unwind. If you want to give yourself a full body stretch or just shake the legs out a little bit in between, yeah, go for it. And then we'll eventually take us on the second side, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Again, you might have the right foot down on the floor the entire time. Maybe you're lifting the foot up, interlacing the fingers on the right shin or behind the right knee. Good. Both feet, a little tiny flex, just to help to protect the knees. Close your eyes. Take those deep breaths. One more big breath in. Clear it away. We'll unwind, send the legs into the air again, and this time we're going to keep the legs up for an inversion. So you might take a pillow, if you have one, could be from your couch, could be off of your bed, or if you have a yoga block, cool. Take it underneath your hips so that when you float your legs up or send your legs up into the air, they can float up without any muscular effort. I always love visualizing here these magic wands that I had as a kid. I don't know if anyone else had them, but they were these like glass looking long wands with glitter inside, right?
Like a baton.
Yeah, like a baton. And the glitter would trickle down, it would all pool at the one end, and then you would finally tip it, and then all of that glitter would trickle down. And I feel like that's what happens when we're in an inversion, right? Like all of your glitter might have been stuck. With gravity, it might get stuck in your feet, in your legs. So now we are flipping that magic wand upside down so that all that glitter can move freely. Again, you can balance out your energy. Letting the legs float up. A couple more breaths. Begin to bring your feet down. When you bring your feet down to the ground, lift your hips up enough so you can remove the block or remove the pillow out from underneath. We're gonna bring the knees into center, hold behind them, and then rock up to seated just for a moment. We're gonna come into fish. Even though, Pisces is next month, whatever, right? So fish, you wanna have your legs long. You're gonna take your hands behind you, and you're actually gonna sit just barely onto your fingertips. So palms are down, fingertips just under your seat. And then you start to lean back onto the forearms, right? You're gonna point your toes, pop up the chest as much as you can, like a blowfish. And if it feels okay for your head and neck, drop your head back. Nice. That's it. Great asana to open up the heart chakra, also the throat chakra. So you can speak your truth. So you're not afraid to share your own unique message with the world. And then slowly bring your chin toward your chest and go ahead and lift yourself up, removing the hands from underneath your seat. Perfect. So we're gonna take the right leg out and bring the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. This is Janu Shirsasana. So your right leg, maybe it's straight forward, maybe it's a little bit out to the side. We're gonna inhale both arms up. And on your exhale, you're gonna lead with your heart and fold over the right leg. Wherever your hands land is just fine. So these forward folds are a lot like that hermit card, right? Turning inward, focusing inward. Also a lot like the days leading up to the new moon, this quieter, more reflective time. Take one more breath in. Breath out. Slowly lifting your heart up. Then let's simply switch sides, taking the left leg out. Right foot comes in. We'll lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale to fold over left leg. Again, your hands might reach your knee, your shin, maybe your foot, maybe even a block in front of the foot. One more breath in. Clear it away. Slowly lift yourself up. Awesome. And then we're going to make our way once more onto our backs. Yay. So send your left leg all the way down the mat and hug your right knee in. So we're going to take a single leg spinal twist. The right knee is going to cross over your midline. You can take your right arm out in the opposite direction that your knee is going. Head could be neutral, or you might turn your head to gaze over the right shoulder. And allow your inhale to travel all the way down to the belly. Exhale. Empty all the breath out. Once again, inhale, really fill all the way up. So breathing not just into your chest, but breathing all the way into the abdomen. And let the breath go. And bring the knee back to center. Send the right leg down the mat, draw the left knee in. We'll take this spinal twist to the second side. So the left knee is going to cross your midline. Left arm goes out in the opposite direction of your knee. And you might gaze over your left shoulder. Bring the knee back to center. You could give that one knee or both knees one more hug, one more little squeeze. And we'll make our way to Shavasana. So you can relax your legs down the mat. If you'd rather have a block underneath each knee or a pillow underneath each knee, you might place it there. So just let yourself get comfortable. You can let go of the Ujjayi breath and just let the breath return to its natural state. The moon does not fight. It attacks no one. It does not worry. It does not try to crush others. It keeps to its course, but by its very nature, it gently influences. What other body could pull an entire ocean from shore to shore? The moon is faithful to its nature, and its power is never diminished. Take a deep breath in, and a breath out. Inhale your arms overhead like you're waking up for the first time today. Hug your knees into center. Roll off to one side. You choose left or right, whichever one calls to you, into a fetal position. And we'll make our way up to a comfortable seat.
That was so good. That feels so good. Yes. All right, so in your seat, just make sure that you have your paper and pen close to you and get comfortable either on a pillow or just on the floor. You're going to close your eyes and let the breath be soft and calm. And let your shoulders just relax so you have lots of space in your throat, and the crown of your head is just almost floating up towards the sky. Take both of your palms right over the center of your chest. So you're going to be palms down, both palms down on the heart center. So you're getting connected into your fourth chakra, your heart chakra, which is really your body's inner guidance system. So the heart has all these messages and all of this wisdom to share. And when we really tune into it, what we come out with is always surprising, but also what we always knew all along, really. So heart math breathing is breathing into the center of the chest, almost as though you had a nose right in the heart center. So you'd breathe in, and then from heart center, you'd breathe out. And there's nothing more to this breath. It doesn't have to be anything other than breathing into your heart and then breathing from heart out. So on your own pace, there could be sound, it could be quiet, just connecting in, breathing into the heart center and heart center out. And you'll just do that on your own now. As you breathe into your heart, you really unlock this gateway of trust, of trusting the timing of your process, trusting where you are now and trusting what you want to bring in. Continue to breathe into the center of the heart and out from the center of the heart, really visualizing that new breath, new oxygen, new light entering you and cycling out the old, the stagnant, what is just not coming with us on our journey. Couple more breaths like that on your own. Now the heart always has a message to share. So all we have to do is get quiet and connect in and ask ourselves what our heart wants us to know. What does your heart want you to know right now? And there's no right or wrong. And if no answer comes, then that's the right answer. Whatever arrives is right and perfect and true. Couple more breaths here. Now, if you did get a message, most likely it will inform the intention that wants to arrive. The intention, the energy, the feeling that we want to bring into this next moon cycle, these next 28 plus days. And if more messages come, allow them to come. Know that you are being guided and you are being supported. Take another big breath into the center of the heart and a big breath out. And I want you now to tap into what I'm going to call an elevated emotion. So an elevated emotion is a higher vibration emotion that actually changes the frequency in your body. So you can actually feel this emotion. And we're going to plug this emotion into our intentions, but start with any elevated emotion. So that can be gratitude, it can be appreciation or joy or excitement, passion. It's got to be unique to you. Aquarius is all about what is special and unique about the individual, and that's what they bring to the world to really light the world up. So find your elevated emotion, let it come in. And you're going to focus on that feeling and let it grow inside of you. I want you to feel that emotion, bring it into the center of your chest. Okay, now you're going to find one thing, one action that you want to bring into this next moon cycle. One thing. It might be a physical thing that you want to bring in. It might be an action like decluttering your space or going to yoga or doing something that you know will make you happy. Maybe opening your heart to love or practicing self-love. So just bring one intention in. And there is no wrong thing. So whatever it is, bring it in. And then match it with that elevated emotion. So you're going to breathe whatever that higher vibe feeling is into this intention. And this allows us to fully clear away any fears that we have in moving forward. And we're bringing light and love and emotion into what we want, which changes the wiring in the brain. A couple more breaths back to your heart breathing. So into your heart and out from your heart. Okay, one more big breath in here. And a big breath out. Good. Place your hands now on your legs. Bow your chin towards your chest. And just be in gratitude to this moment. You have arrived in this new place with yourself. Unraveling the layers that are not uniquely and truly you. We are in this moment becoming more and more ourselves, and we are so grateful for that. One more big breath in and big breath out. Okay, gently lift your chin and blink your eyes open, and you're going to find your paper and your pen. I have another one, so I'm going to grab mine. So you're going to find your paper and your pen, and you've got these 5 things that you like about yourself. Just read them to yourself, look over them. Mine are amazing. So make sure that you think yours are amazing, because they are. And then here's this formula for manifesting. We know the same formula. We're like,
Yeah.
here's your formula for manifesting. Do you mind if I just
No, do it. Oh, do it.
down?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
That's great.
So before you even do the formula, I actually want you to write down the answer to this question. My heart needs me to know. Just write that answer. My heart needs me to know. And whatever comes up is meant to come up. So my heart needs me to know. Okay. My heart needs me to know. Woo. My heart needs me to know. So it's just, it's not from your brain. It's from your heart. You have to trust that whatever came was meant to come. There's no questioning it. It was meant for you. And if nothing came to that answer, I would be surprised. But know that whatever came is the right thing. And if nothing came, again, that's the right thing. That's where you're at and what is meant to come. So my heart needs me to know. And now I want you to write down what your elevated emotion was. So elevated emotion, whatever it was. Because this is the key to kind of unlocking and like unleashing your manifesting powers. Mine was joy.
Mine was joy too.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Not surprised though. And maybe yours is joy too. So there's this awesome guy who wrote, man, I'm told Joe Dispenza is his name. Joe Dispenza, and he has this book that basically teaches you, it's called Becoming Supernatural. And Joe Dispenza, it works, he works with the brain. So he's a scientist and a researcher, and all of this is backed by science 100%. The meditation we did, the heart math breathing, comes from a website that he's connected to. I won't talk too much about it, but I'll give you information soon. But what it does is it syncs your brain with your heart, and your heart is actually your navigational system, and your brain is like the tool that you want to plug. It's kind of like if your brain was a computer, like a blank computer, and the heart is the programming.
Cool.
You want to put your heart into your brain's programming rather than letting your head be the programming. That's not the programming we want to work with. So your elevated emotion came from your heart, and it's the feeling you want to bring in. So then I had you call in an intention, and if you know what it is, write it down. And if nothing came, no problem. What do you want to bring in? Just one thing. Keep it really simple, and you can do more after we close out. But start just with one intention for this new moon. One intention for this new moon. Don't put too much pressure on it. Just what's one thing you want to bring in. Okay. So once you get this one thing that you want to bring in, you don't want to just write this down and then forget about it for the next 28 days. You want to keep coming back to it. You can even come back to it every day. Close your eyes and bring that intention in to your heart with your elevated emotion until you feel it. And when you feel it, you will feel it. It's like a vibration that you get inside of you, and it takes practice. And sometimes it takes a whole shit ton of practice, but you do it. So there's 3 steps to this. So this is step number 1 is your intention. And I think I read it on that you were going to do a similar or the same thing. So step number 1 is your intention. Step number 2 is you want to take your intention and plug it into a present tense affirmation.
Yes.
So I'm just going to be really, I'm going to share mine. Mine is stay true to my heart. So my present tense affirmation is, I am staying true to my heart, or I stay true to my heart. And I would even bring it farther. I stay true to my heart because that is how I allow myself to feel free. So go ahead and write a present tense positive affirmation into your manifestation, or your intention rather. Mine is now, I stay true to my heart because there is no other way.
So my intention is to have an attitude of trust and abundance always. So my present tense affirmation is, I trust in the abundance of the universe. I trust in the abundance of the universe. Or I am so grateful that I trust in the abundance of the universe.
Yeah. And I'm getting excited about it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So you have to
exactly.
feel it. And you're like, yeah,
That's right.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like
there's
be your own hype man, hype woman.
Cheerleader, hype person.
Yeah.
I love that. And I was also thinking, like, as you were talking about the Hermit card, and I talked about the Hermit card, reverse is also like call in your cheerleaders. It's like, sure, you're your own cheerleader, but like I would call upon Allison
Support.
when I needed a little bit of upliftment,
Yes.
and I have before.
Absolutely.
And it's like call on the people that are lighting you up. Okay, one more piece is, so we've got the intention, and you've got your affirmation, and now is your action. So what's just one thing that you're going to do to ensure that this process is happening? So what's one thing that you can do to make sure that this is happening? So for me, mine's kind of like woo-woo-y. Well, it's not woo-woo-y, but it's hard because say I wanted to bring in like $1 million, I'd be like, I will make sure that I teach 1 million yoga classes or something like that. But mine is I stay true to my heart. So my action will be, I will check in with myself daily. So meditate. I will check in with myself daily. What's yours?
Nice.
If you already had it.
So mine is in my spare time to keep listening to, I'm listening to these Manifestation Babe podcasts.
Ooh.
And essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to reprogram my brain so that in my free time, I'm filling my brain with thoughts of trust and abundance and gratitude and whatever. Yes. And so that I don't default back into fear and scarcity. So as much as I can, I ordered like a shit ton of books on Amazon, like about this stuff. And I've been into this stuff before, but I'm trying to like really dive in
now.
Yeah. So, so that's my action, is to keep, listening to those podcasts, reading the books, carving out the time to be able to reprogram my brain.
That's so good. Committing the time.
Yep.
And like filling your time with how you can give yourself more and fill your cup. This is also so much,
Yes.
I feel like, about filling your cup to the point where you have an overflow and you can share. Speaking of overflow, we are 4 minutes over our flow.
And guess what 404 is?
It's
the
404.
exact new moon right now.
Oh my God!
At this exact moment.
Oh,
it's officially the new moon.
Wow. Okay. I feel powerful things are happening in this moment.
Yeah.
Holy wow.
That's awesome.
So thank you all so much for joining us and sharing your light with us, because we can straight up feel it.
Absolutely.
Feel it. And let's see, before we go, we'll just tell you a couple of things we're doing. So first thing is on March 22nd, if you're in the Boston, first of all, make sure you go outside today and experience the summer, because it's very warm out and it's insane. Then March 22nd, it's a Friday night.
It's a Friday night.
And we're going to do, and it's a full moon.
It's 2 days after the full moon and the spring equinox.
Oh, yeah, and the spring equinox. And it's going to be honoring that with the two of us, and booty yoga, which is like a tribal primal yoga with super loud music. It's going to be awesome. It's always awesome. Anything with Allison is awesome.
And anything with Shira is awesome. It's 6:30 to 8:30 that Friday night at Wonder Yoga in Arlington Heights. We have a parking lot. So,
at Wonder Yoga.
Yeah.
And then keep your eyes and your ears out. I think my next Sacred Self-Care and Manifesting with the Moon online on Tuesday nights is going to be in March. So I'm going to let February pass. I'm going away, and then we'll re-begin again. And then Allison has a 100-hour program. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we are currently enrolling for it's a 6-month, 7-weekend women's magic program. One of those weekends is a 4-night retreat in Western Mass. It is covering, it's an experiential program, kind of an immersion, covering things like yoga, astrology, tarot. Shira will be there sharing some things about tarot and other like ritual aspects. Yeah. And also Nicole Siegel, the co-owner of Wonder Yoga with me is part of the program. Ayurveda, herbalism. There's a boudoir photo shoot. That's part of it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's so loving your body positivity, all of that. It's fucking awesome. So just send me a message if you have any questions about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And so here's what we both have. Allison writes like astrological forecast. She has a blog. So I'm going to send you her information, and she's going to send you the packet that she wrote up. So we can all connect and be a super high-vibing tribe together. And she also does birth chart readings. So if you want to get your birth, you'll have her information. Yep. She'll do your birth chart. She's super awesome. I read tarot. If you want a tarot reading, you'll do a tarot reading with me. And we're all connected now. So let's give them like a hug.
Yeah, virtual hug.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
We love you so much. If you enjoyed this experience, even if you're watching it later, which I know a lot of people are, you can just comment below. I see our 3 live humans are with us. Yes. But if you're watching this later, you can totally comment, and we'll still get the comments, and you can always send us messages. And we are going to say au revoir. And we're
happy new moon.
We're just so happy. I'm just so happy.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, you guys. We love you.
Awesome night.